believe it's time for some GA, Pendleton style. Hello everyone, happy Tuesday evening. Welcome to the channel. It's a bit of a subdued channel tonight. I am under the weather, but I'm up for trying to see if we can get this Skylane to a few of these airports. It should be fun. Still time if you want to join. We are in the Washington, Oregon area, and we're going to be flying actually a variety of airports tonight. Let's take a look here at what we're doing. As you can see, it's the Seattle area is well covered tonight, and these 4 airports, actually 5, are the ones that are participating in this Pendleton Roundup. So Yakima, Tri-Cities, Pendleton, Walla Walla, and what is that, Grant County. What we're going to try to do is we're going to actually be taking off here from Auburn. We're going to try to hit all 5 of these airports, and then we're going to fly back up to Renton. So a little of everything for us today. We'll see how that goes. It's a little bit weather dependent, it's a little bit daylight dependent, and we will see, like I said. But the first leg for sure is in the books. It's filed. We're going to see what happens here. We're going to fly from Auburn Municipal down to Yakima, and I'm going to try to, I've picked a route that takes us by Mount Rainier. As you can see, the weather's kind of an issue, so we're not going to fly this first leg VFR. We're actually going to file this IFR route, and I don't know if we're going to get this initial leg or not, because this is a pretty busy corridor here from SeaTac, so we're just going to have to see. I am going to, yeah, we've got it filed, and with any luck we will be able to at least head that direction a little bit. If not, I'm guessing we're going to get this, probably this Victor 4 airway, which I think Mount Rainier is kind of right in here, so we might still get a little bit of a look, but it won't be quite as nice as if we can come down here to the Sonder intersection and then head that way. So we'll see, and then after that, it's gonna be VFR touch and goes. We're gonna try to hit the other 4 airports touch and go style, and then we will stop and file. I'm imagining we're going to file an IFR route as our last leg, basically from Grant County back to Renton, just because I think we're going to run out of daylight. But if we get that far, then I guess that's what we'll do, and if we don't, we will adjust accordingly. So we're going to go ahead and actually let's just check real fast maintenance report here. Yep, things are looking good. I've been flying already for an hour or so, just kind of trying to get the hang of this plane again, and so everything has been working very, very well. We're not going to go through the walkthrough and all that good stuff. We're going to go ahead and just see if we can't get it fired up. In fact, I don't even know if I need to necessarily start the fuel pump and do that. The engine should be nice and warm. Let's find out here. Alright, good deal, good deal. Okay. Turn the generators on, turn the avionics on. We do have the GNS 750 and 650, although we won't be needing them tonight. We are going to fly everything we can VFR or IFR slant alpha, and so hopefully that will not be anything that we need to worry about. Okay. First things first, let's get the beacon turned on. We're going to go ahead and turn the pitot heat on. We have the brake set already. Uh-oh, little guy has discovered something with this fire truck that's not working. I don't think he's feeling super good either. Come here, bud. Come here, let me see. Let me see. Where's the cab at? I need to put the cab on there. I don't know where it's at. Can you go find it? Go find the front part. We've kind of been sharing some stomach bug. He's had it, his dad's had it, his mom's had it, his great grandma has had it. Basically everybody. I was the last one to get it. Even his grandma has had it. So I was the last one last night to get it. So feeling very honored that they saved the last for me. Okay, let's see. I am going to file also, let's see, 9 or 1,000 here. My procedures could be a little bit out of whack. I'll just forewarn you, not 100% right in the brain right now, but we should be able to get it off the ground here. Trim looks good, flaps are up, and we're going to go ahead and contact Seattle Center. That's who we're going to go through. 124.2. If you've never done one of these events before, by the way, they are very, very fun, very well controlled. And these little airfields, they're just a blast to fly into and out of. Of course, the scenery up here. I don't have the Orbix or the Washington True Earth, the Oregon or Washington Orbix True Earth, but I do have the Pacific Northwest, and so it's very, 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 very good stuff. Well, let's see what Center tells us. This is definitely an unconventional flight route, but all you can do is ask, right? Seattle Center, good evening, November 516 Delta Mike.
November 516 Delta Mike.
Yes, sir, on the ground, Auburn, with the current weather, and we'd like to pick up our IFR clearance to Yakima. Information Alpha is what he said. No, hotel. Winds variable at 3. We have good visibility on the ground, but we have clouds that start at 3,000. And
Cessna 516 Delta Mike, Seattle Center, your clearance with an amendment.
okay, go ahead for 516 Delta Mike. Rats.
Stand by on, sir. Cessna 516 Delta Mike, cleared to Pasco Airport, correction, cleared to Yakima Airport, Waco 1 departure, Victor 4, Ratty, then as filed. Maintain 3,000, expect 9,000, departure with me, squawk 6601.
Okay, I'm sorry I missed that departure, but we then it's Victor 4 Ratty as filed. Maintain 3,000, expect 9 or 1,000. Departure frequency with you. We'll squawk 6601.
Cessna 516 Delta Mike, clear Yakima Airport, Waco 1 departure.
Blaco 1.
Victor 4 Ratty, then as filed.
Okay, Blaco 1. Thank you, 516 Delta Mike. Blaco 1.
Cessna 6 Delta Mike, read that correct. Hold for release, advise number 1 for departure.
We'll give you call number 1, 6 Delta Mike. Alright, so let's see how much different.
Seattle, good afternoon. Empire 8800 on the ground at Spokane, looking for IFR to
How
Pendleton.
much different that's going to make our route. So let's change this before we forget to 3,000. It's our initial altitude. And
Chris, I'll go stand by.
Then we are going to also put in 6601 for our transponder code. That's in. We'll squawk Charlie here. And then I need to go back over and let's pull this up. Let's see what the Black 01 does. Obstacle departure. Okay, so no matter which way we depart here, we need to turn direct Blacko, which is which is on the Victor 4. Okay, let's just double check our weather real quickly here. Winds are out of the north at 5. Okay, so we're going to be departing.
level 410. Good afternoon.
Heading 342. We get to 600 feet, then we hang a right. Alright, so let's just make sure.
UPS 57, Seattle Thunder Squawk 643.
Got a few obstacles that we're trying to avoid here. Basically what you're going to see is that they're off to our left, off to the west, there's a hillside with a bunch of stuff there. So, alright, so we're going to climb heading 342 to 600, then make a climbing right-hand turn. It says 6,000 direct Blacko, but we were initially cleared to 3,000, so that's what we will do.
So you're going to squawk for UPS
342.
Squawk 6643.
So that's going to be kind of hard to see here. Sorry about that, guys. There's 340 right there. 1, 2, 342. Let's get some lights. Radio stack panel. Maybe we just do the whole glare shield here. It's a little bit overcast. It's not really this dark just yet, but the weather in here is.
Maintain 10,000, expect 14,000, 5 minutes after departure. Departure with me, squawk 6645.
Get that going as well. All right.
Roger, Big Pendleton, by the Spokane 6 departure, radar vectors Rothna, then it's filed. Maintain 0,000, expect 14,000.
So the other thing here, the Victor 4 is up. This is the one we thought we'd get as the alternate. So we need to tune in the Seattle 116.8 VOR, and it is a 104 outbound. So we'll put that in.
For taxi 8800.
Kind of thought that might happen, but that's okay. Transfer that to the active frequency, and then again 104 is going to be that outbound heading. There's 90, there's 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So that's what we'll be shooting for.
UPS 57 radar contact 90 southwest of North Bend, full level 410.
Blacko, by the way.
UPS 57.
We're going to put that in here.
Center 36M2 request start.
The Blacko waypoint is approximately 773.
3672, runway 16 left, taxi via Bravo.
So not quite a direct east, but a little bit northeast to pick up. It's 12 DME from Seattle, so we should be seeing we're 7 DME right here, so it's only about a little less than 5 miles from where we're going to be going from. All right. Runway 34. We are actually, I think, very close to runway 34. It's just right over here. So let's go ahead. I think we're ready to go. Taxi lights can come on. Nav and strobe can come on. Brakes off. It's time to go flying. Welcome aboard again, everybody. If you are new to the channel, if you come across this later on, this is some of the things that I like to do. GA stuff. I like the variety more than anything. I just try to make sure it's a little different flight every single night. Well, not every night, but we're kind of on a Monday, Wednesday Saturday's schedule right now, so this is definitely a bonus. I actually thought I was going to have to be working late tonight. Let's see, can I get there? I think that's our runway, actually. No, it's right over there. So happy to not be working. I worked late last night, had a couple late nights last week, so it's nice to be able to chill out. Tonight was kind of a necessary chill out night because it was a sick day, and just all in all was just didn't get much done. So good to be up here in the cockpit, and good to be out on the Pacific Northwest for the event tonight. Let's give Center a call, let him know we're ready. Seattle Center, hello again, Skylane 516 Delta Mike. We're holding short of the active at Auburn, ready for departure. Not going to do the run up.
Cessna 6 Delta Mike, release for departure. Current flight is not off by 0025, time out 0015. For airborne on course this frequency change to advisory approved.
Clear for departure, departure void if not off by 0025. We will call you airborne and back over to Unicom 516 Delta Mike. I actually didn't go to Unicom last time. I need to get used to that because we do have some voice that's in voice coming, so you know I gotta practice all this stuff. Auburn Municipal Skylane 516 Delta Mike, holding short 34, will be IFR departure to the east, Auburn. Just check and make sure. Can't really see down, sorry about that. Check final. Runway is clear. I am checking on the map, by the way, just to make sure. It looks like we're good to go. Auburn traffic, Skylane 516 Delta Mike, departing runway 34. We'll be making a right-hand turn at 600 feet, Auburn. Alright, taxi lights are on. Flaps are 5. Trim is checked. Let's get lined up. Whoops, overshot just a little bit there. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Again, straight ahead to 600, and then once we hit 600, right hand turn direct Blacko. And we're estimating that's at about a 75-degree course. Watch that VOR come in to help us as well to get us on that Victor 4. Airspeed is alive. 50, 60, rotation. Oh boy, big crab. Wow. Trying to hold that runway heading for the most part. We are. Flaps can come up. Pull the power back here to our climb speed. There's 600. There's a gust of wind. This airport sits in a little bit of a valley, so you have, you know, kind of a bit of protection as you take off, and then once you get up above the hillside, get grabbed just a little bit. So bringing it around again, we're estimating about a 075 or so course. We just need to intercept, essentially. I mean, if we're not direct Blacko, you know, we're going to be pretty doggone close, and so we'll just kind of get it going here. We do need to contact center. Center Skylane 516 Delta Mike, 1,100 climbing. It's like it is a true rodeo right now for
Cessna 6
me.
Delta Mike, Seattle Center radar contact.
All right. So we'll keep hand flying it for just a minute to try to get ourselves somewhat stable, kind of like right there. Set the heading. As soon as you turn the autopilot on in the Skylane, whatever your pitch attitude is, that's what the vertical speed is set initially. So we were close to 500. Yeah, let's see what it says
Cessna
here.
6 Delta Mike, climb and maintain 900,000.
Climb and maintain 900,000, 516 Delta Mike. All right, very good, very good. Set 900,000 and we'll arm that altitude. We'll maintain, hopefully, like to be about 90 on the speed. Right now we're just not quite getting that, so I might have to
Hello once again.
nudge up the RPMs a little bit. Manifold pressure is about as high as I can get it right now, and we'll just keep our eyes on this. But let's take a look at Auburn as we're heading out.
8800, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000.
One of those fields again. There's the hill that I was talking about. It kind of shields you, and obviously that's why you can't really take off and turn to the west, because you're going to run into the hillside and all these houses and businesses and stuff on the hill.
Emperor 8800, clear direct, so road now.
One of those airports that comes in the Dostoevsky designed Seattle X package. I think there's something crazy like maybe five airports total. And there's obviously Seattle, Tacoma, but then there's 4 of the other smaller airports that come along with it. So it's a kind of a no-brainer in my book. Now I actually got it also when it was on sale, so it was a double win. All right, so Blacko, we said should be, now I can't find my distance here. I was thinking we said something like 25 miles or something like that from, no, maybe it was 12 miles from Seattle, from SeaTac basically, which is where the Victor 4 originates. We're just going to pick up this outbound radio though, and then we're going to start heading. And as you can see, we're going to be a little further away from Mount Rainier than what I had hoped initially, but that's okay. It's what you're going to see up through here is not that much less scenic, and we'll make sure that we get outside and look around a little bit as we go. Yeah, 12 nautical miles is what we're looking for, so we actually are going to be pretty darn close. We're 11.7, 11.8 as we intersect, and I think that that's pretty good. Let's spin it around and we'll start heading down the Victor 4. And again, the Victor 4 is taking us almost straight into Yakima, so pretty simple in terms of what we're trying to accomplish now. We're Blacko, we're going to head down past Ratty and all the way down Chins and into Yakima. Oh boy, we got some wind or something happening here. Let's pay attention. Trying to come off the autopilot. get to those gusts, and it can lift the nose up and sometimes stall the airplane. Has the stall vanes on the front of the wing also, and if you get into the weather and it triggers those stall vanes, it can sometimes mess with your automatic trim and cause some bad things to happen. So let's do our best to hand fly here. We're obviously hitting a little bit of weather. We knew there was some. Wasn't much that was mentioned as far as being too severe, but as you can see right now, we're getting tossed around just a little bit. Just going to be kind of that way, I think, for the most part. Oops, our nose is dropping some. Oh boy. I think we're just going to run into those little storms like that as we leave the Seattle area, so kind of be ready for that. But we should also have some much better weather the farther east we get. Gotta make sure that we maintain our airspeed. Alright. Let's get back on course. Let's get our climb going. I'll be a little bit more conservative here just so we can build airspeed. And that's going to give me a chance to hop over here, take a look at our map. Perhaps there's more to this than I thought. Yeah, no, not really. I mean, just a little area of precipitation. We should punch through this here pretty soon, and then after that, should be okay.
That's a 90-80 pushing set up house discretion.
All right, let's have a look outside and see what you think. This is the Pacific Northwest. It's not the Washington or the Oregon True Earth, but still pretty nice.
672 Seattle Sunrider contact call maintain full level 370.
Combine it with active sky, combine it with the ENV director, the ENV texture, the ENV shade, you get that kind of nice hazy rainy feel. It's really a nice effect there. Probably could turn my landing lights off, turn my taxi lights off. There's some precip. We do have the true glass that's simulated here on the A2A. Oh, just a little tiny bit of it, darn it. But that's a nice feature as well. Speaking of that, let's just check our outside air temp. 54 degrees, so we're okay for now. We keep the pitot heat on regardless, and hopefully we won't cool off any more than what we're seeing right now. Al South checking in. Hello, my man. It's not too late, buddy. Hop in a GA aircraft and come out to the Washington, Oregon area, man. There's the Pendleton Roundup going on. We are inbound to Yakima.
2989, 8800.
It's one of 5. Oh, now I see maybe even a 6th airport. Well, this is not part of the event, but they did say they may have some other of these smaller airports that have ATC, but we're going to Yakima. We just came out of Auburn, which was just southeast of SeaTac, and we're heading almost direct to Yakima. From there, we're gonna do some touch and go. We're gonna hit Tri-Cities, and we're gonna jump down to Pendleton. We're gonna come up here to Walla Walla. We're going to end up here at Grant County. And depending on time and daylight and weather, we're going to try another IFR flight back up here to, there's a little airport just north of Seattle called Renton. Alright, well, no worries, man.
Roger, down to 11000, 800.
completely understand. I am going to be trying to find some sandbars because we will hit our old friend the Columbia River, and we're in the soup a little bit right here. Not much to see. So happy to have you along. Al South is one of the guys that stops by quite often, helps me out a ton. Very knowledgeable pilot. One of about 3 guys really that I think has helped me really become a much better simmer, without a doubt. So always appreciate him stopping by and keeping an eye on and giving feedback. We actually just were in the air, he and I and another friend, actually a couple other friends. We were in the air not far from here a couple nights ago, I think. We were doing some Idaho backcountry work, and I was in the de Havilland Beaver, and he was in I think a Piper Super Cub or Carbon Cub or some kind of a cub. We're having some fun in that wonderful mountainous backcountry. So today for me, it's the Skylane. Tomorrow I'm going to be in the L1011. I haven't figured out quite yet where I'm going to fly to and from. I had been trying to reserve
Empire 8800 contact.
Wednesdays for small airports, but since that's what we're doing today, I think tomorrow we're going to do some vintage bird work. That's probably the other big interest I have right now. Is I like the older vintage, I shouldn't say they're all big birds. The L1011 certainly is a pretty big aircraft. I have a DC-8, which is a pretty big aircraft, but I also like the DC-3, which is definitely not a bigger aircraft, but it's very vintage, at least the one I fly. And then let's see, I like to mess around with the earlier models of the 737. So it's kind of the extremes I go back and forth between, are these smaller GA bush type flights, and then the bigger vintage old school airliner flights. It's just, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just who I am. I am what I am. Okay, we're going to try to bump this up to about 500 feet per minute. I can increase the manifold pressure a little bit. I think we're pretty well clear of our weather. We still are in obviously the cloud layer here, but as far as the turbulence and stuff goes, I think we're in pretty good shape. Looks like we are almost 30 miles from Seattle, Tacoma, and let's see, I think I'm seeing a 78-mile leg basically from Seattle down to Yakima. So we're sort of closing in on that. About 40 miles or so will be halfway, so we're just about where we need to be. The event is just kicked off at the top of the hour, by the way, so the traffic is pretty minimal right now. If you are wondering, should I jump in, should I come fly, what's it going to be like, I'm seeing
Delta 3672, clear direct low and pass, Mike Lima Pop.
right now not a lot of traffic. Now is really a pretty good time, I think, to be, if you'd like to check it out. We do have a couple of arrivals into Yakima, one departure so far. It looks like Pendleton has, or excuse me, Tri-Cities has the most air traffic, and they're the same, one departure, two arrivals. Pendleton down here has one departure, three arrivals. Walla Walla, 1 and 1. Grant County, nothing happening up at Grant County just yet. And then Spokane has a departure. So most of what you're going to find today, AT-72, yep, DA-62, you're going to find those lighter aircrafts, some of those twins. You will have a few guys. Yep, here's the guy.
Center, November 171 Mike Alpha. We were told to go to departure. We're not seeing departure frequency.
He's heading to Minneapolis, St. Paul in his Airbus A319. Here's a P-28.
Thanks. 1 Mike Alpha.
He's not hitting either of the, or any of the airfields just yet that are being controlled, which, you know, that's all right. Portland pretty quiet. SeaTac pretty quiet. Boeing Field has one departure. So now is a great time. If you, you know, these Tuesday events, they tend to be, oh boy. Yeah, sorry. Tend to be pretty mellow as far as traffic and air traffic and all that stuff. Sorry, ATC. I gotta keep my eye on my instruments here. So I've found myself that they are really like a nice way to sort of break yourself in event-wise. If you just are a little bit worried about, you know, don't have a lot of experience talking to air traffic and all that good stuff, these are the types of events I think that are fun to do, because you have sort of a nice balance of, I'm going to try to just get leveled out here. You have a nice balance of a little bit of traffic with really good patient ATC, and I'm not just talking to you, Al South, I promise you. I'm talking to anybody who comes across this and just needs nudged in the right direction as far as that goes. So all right, we hadn't quite made it to 9,000 obviously. We have about 1,000 to go. Our airspeed back up, and what had happened there is I was looking off screen, my airspeed had just slowly bled its way down to 60 knots, and that's right where she started to stall out. So, but one thing, a little bit of a miracle here, is I actually managed to stay somewhat on the outbound radial. So not all is lost, and we're just about to peak out of this stuff and have some really, really beautiful scenes here. That's pretty nice. Mount Rainier, if you could see it, it would be kind of right over in this area.
6 Delta Mike, Stampede Pass altimeter 3000.
3000, 6 Delta Mike. Let's make sure we have all that. Stampede Pass. Gotta like the sound of that. There's not much more Pendleton Roundup sounding waypoint than that. So yeah, so to speak to a guy like Al South, though, who I feel like I'm getting to know you fairly well. I can tell you right now that he is, as far as being able to fly his plane, he's got that figured out, which is the number one thing if you're gonna be a part of any event, is you should feel comfortable with your aircraft. You should know how to do the things that you're going to need to do in your aircraft. So, you know, whatever that is, if you're a VFR guy, you should understand, you know, how to take off and land and enter a traffic pattern and avoid airspace and not stall out on departure like I just did, and you know, all those things. Know how to change frequencies and you know, those things. Once you feel comfortable with that, which just takes time. I mean, there's no substitute for just hours behind the flight yoke. But once you feel good about that, really the air traffic part, the talking to ATC part, is really very easy. Surprisingly easy. And again, just like with anything, it's all out there on YouTube. Somebody has put a tutorial together, and there's a lot of guys that I just listened and copied, and I listened to a lot of live ATC and all that good stuff too, and so it can be done. If I can do it, trust me, anyone can do it. Alright, so I'm not going to pull the chart up because last time I did it I almost died, but I am going to say Yakima 116.0 is probably the next thing I need to tune in here.
16 West clear for takeoff.
116. Alright, and we're not going to transfer that just yet. We are pretty close. I've never got the confirmation before, but yep, that's Yakima VOR. So I'm pretty close to that halfway point. Actually, a little past halfway. So we'll go ahead and switch it over. We're in altitude mode anyway, and let's see. All right, we've got it. So we have we slid a little bit to the north, to the left, of course. How cool is that, guys? So we'll get that going. So anyway, circling back to Al South, a guy like him he's in the perfect spot right now, and I know he doesn't think he's quite ready, and that's fine too. But he is a lot more ready to start talking to air traffic than I was when I first started. Just try to vector myself slightly south. I do want to get on that .104. Now let's see how close we really are on that. It looks like maybe it's not 104. Let's see here. There's 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're pretty much there, so let's pop the nav on. We don't need to be... Oops, there's one of those hidden click spots I tell you about. Hopefully we won't be S-turning our way on this outbound radio. Alright, so looking ahead here, because 46 miles out we can pick up the ATIS.
Delta 9080, clear direct Suma.
Delta 90, clear direct.
Let's see if we, let's do it old school.
Advise on initial contact. You will have information Delta. Yakima Air Circle Airport ATIS information Delta. 23530. 1230 at 5. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 7,000. Temperature 21. 2.9er. Altimeter 2989er. ILF. Runway 27. Visual approach. Runway 2227. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information Delta.
Alright, so we have information Delta. We're going to be expecting ILS or visual runway 27. Since we are flying an instrument route right now, probably makes sense for us to practice an ILS approach. Alright, oh boy, this is a DME approach. So we're going to be coming either from Wiki or from Sea-Dog, or potentially we could be coming right straight across Yakima out here back course and coming around. Let's see, I'm thinking, boy, let me move this out of the way. I'm thinking we're going to be probably just taking the back course here, because we're pretty much coming in just right from this area here. So I think we'll probably just request the ILS 27. We'll just fly this back course. So you fly it out here. You have to cross Solo below 6,000. Take it out here to. We have to do a procedure turn at 13 DME. So then as we're coming back in, then we hit Zitlu at 43, no, excuse me, above 4,000, and then on in from there. So I think that's going to be our plan. Our frequency 110.1, our approach course 274, elevation is almost 1,100 feet. Alright, so we'll put that in, 110.1. We will wait until we get clearance to descend.
Cessna 6,000 light contact Chinook approach 128.75. Good night.
12875. Did you say it's Chinook approach? 6 Delta Mike?
Affirm.
Okay, much appreciated. We'll see you later. 12875 Chinook approach. Okay, cool. All of these little regionals have sometimes the funkiest names. I don't know, do we have, there really isn't a, there is not an arrival per se. Okay.
Departure, good evening, November 11 from Kilo with you passing 2,100.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Number 11 Romeo Kilo. Approach radar contact.
That's Chinook approach. Good evening, Skylane 516 Delta Mike at 9,000. We have information Delta.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, Chinook approach, roger.
And Chinook approach, Skylane 516 Delta Mike. We'd like to request the ILS runway 27 approach.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, on request.
Alright, so no need to get too crazy as far as descent just yet. We just have to get down below 6,000. As you can see, too, we've got terrain to contend with here before we get too carried away. So I think once we get over the top of this ridge line here, we'll see the airfield down in the valley there.
We need 1 Army Kilo, traffic will be at your 11 o'clock, about 5 miles, and ATR 3,500 southbound. Traffic inside 1 Army Kilo. 1 Army Kilo, roger, maintain visual separation, metro. Maintain visual separation with the traffic 1 Army Kilo. Empire 8800, your traffic is 1 o'clock, 8 miles, moving at 3,000, heavy in sight.
800 standby, we're working.
Must be dog walk time. You can hear the crew of the pack getting pretty excited up there. A little earlier than normal. It has cooled off here quite a bit though, so maybe that's what they're trying to
we
do.
got 'em. Oh, maybe no, maybe.
Empire 8800 traffic now, 4 miles, and 1 o'clock there, northeastbound 3,000.
That's not us,
8800, roger, we got the transit, we'll maintain separation.
but we need to look. I think I see our.
Empire 8800, thank you, and the airport
Maybe,
is
well.
at your 1 o'clock, 8 miles.
Actually, no, I don't know that that necessarily is.
8800, roger, we'll look once we're out of the way of the movie.
Hard telling.
And 8800, we're clear of the movie, we have the field off to our right.
Empire 8800 clear, visual approach runway 25 and contact tower on 119.7. Thanks for flying with us.
Runway 25. That must be a different.
Roger, over to 119.7, that's Empire.
Must be heading to a
8800,
different
right.
airport. All right, after Yakima, we will be full stop here because we need to sort of put the next chunk of our flight plan together. It's going to be a multi-step, multi-stage touch and go for about 4 different airfields. Plus, I am going to attempt to maybe have some sandbar action as well. Can't pass up a good sandbar opportunity. But we won't be on the ground for long because we can't dilly-dally. We got to get ourselves back to...
No traffic. Changing airport than the previous traffic. Radio sit and contact tower on 1.5. Thanks for flying with us.
Thanks, we'll make out.
I don't know why that's not picking up 9,000 for me, but it's not. Altimeter in Yakima, 298.9er, so let's just go ahead and put that in. Well, that's about where we're at here. Alright, so we're a little off, but won't be a huge deal, hopefully. 20 miles or so, 22 miles from the airfield. Again, we'll hold 9,000 until we're told otherwise, but we have requested the ILS runway 27. We have the localizer entered in here ready to go, and we're fairly well clear of the terrain, so we should be getting our descent clearance here shortly.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, flight present heading, descend maintain 4,000 at pilot's discretion, and you can expect vectors ILS 27.
Alright, we'll descend and maintain 4,000 pilot's discretion. We'll expect vectors ILS runway 27, 516 Delta Mike. Alright, well, we don't descend real quickly here, so...
Skylane 6 Delta Mike will be 4,300.
Say again for 6 Delta Mike.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike at pilot's discretion, 4,300.
4,300, 6 Delta Mike. So we'll go ahead and just begin our slow descent here, about 500 a minute. Pull back a little on the manifold pressure. We're 120 knots right now, and that's plenty fast. And actually, in looking at this, no, we're okay. We're okay. Al South had the pizza guy show up, I think. Those are the kinds of visitors that are the UPS guy bringing stuff that my wife had ordered on Amazon. Although I did score some new socks today, so I'm not too unhappy with seeing the UPS guy roll in. Once again, winds 230 at 5. We're below the cloud layer for the most part. There are a few at 7,000, but we'll be below that here shortly. This is the town of Yakima, so I'm thinking that's our airfield right there. So it doesn't look like he's going to make me fly this back course, which is essentially out runway heading, and then you do the procedure turn, loop it around, and come back in.
1 kilo left, 14 sight.
Got plenty of room out here. I think he might just have me fly it downwind.
On 118.5.
This is a, let's see, left-hand traffic pattern, so I guess he could take me around the other side if he wanted to. It's a little different when you are doing the ILS, though. Alright, we'll just stay on course. We're down through 7,000. Yep, that's our airfield, I believe. Little guy's having a rough day upstairs, I tell you what. I might go ahead and increase our descent just a little bit here so we don't have to fly clear to Oregon to hit 4,300. 1,000 foot per minute descent rate's not too bad. It's a hair aggressive, as my friend Downwind Sim would say, but we're blowing past the airfield right now, and we want to get ourselves down to where we can make our approach. Because I'm ready to fly VFR. I'm ready to head back down. We're actually gonna be in the Columbia River, not the gorge again, but on the river. And as you guys know from the many visits that I've made up here, there's a lot of off-field landing opportunities. So we'll be shooting to Tri-Cities, Kilo Papa Sierra Charlie. That has right now the most air traffic.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, heading 090, vector 4 approach.
Heading 090, 6 Delta Mike. Alright, heading mode it is. And let's go ahead, as long as we are vectoring to final, let's pop that over. We'll talk about our next leg here in just a second. 274 will be our inbound localizer. There's 270. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Anyway, our next leg will take us to Tri-Cities, but it will take us, like I mentioned. Whoa, I'm having some trouble here. Uh-oh. Alright. Thought I was about to lose my notes on the other screen here. It'll take us down the Columbia River, and then we also will we'll just do a touch and go at Tri-Cities. Then we'll keep heading down the river to Pendleton. And actually, I believe technically we're heading upriver, upstream. Well, I don't know, but we'll do the same thing there. And if we have some touch and go opportunities or some off airport opportunities, we'll take them. We will do a touch and go at Pendleton. Then we'll head north to Walla Walla, again touch and go, and then north to Grant County, where we will, depending on, again, weather and time of day, we may make a full stop and plan an IFR route back up to Renton. Hey, and Nick's Aviation checking in. I did see you a little bit ago, Nick's. Oh no. I thought I just lost OBS. Thought I saw you flying there earlier, my man, and maybe you still are. Yes, you are American 1517. And I don't see any data on you. Are you getting ready to head out the head out the pilot's lounge and go get in the left-hand seat, or are you all done for the day? If you are, cool. If not, come join us at Yakima.
Departure, good evening, Cessna Dragon 1 out to Tri-Cities, 1,400, 4,500.
We're going to do some
Cessna Dragon 1.
river flying, some VFR down the Columbia River. And I've got a few things on my mind, and one of them is sandbars and the other is sandbars. So be ready to go, man. If you're going to join us, that'd be awesome. Oh, he logged out for a while, so your plan disappeared. I got you. Well, if you're in the air somewhere, I also understand that. Cool, have fun, man. But if you're looking for something, if you're looking for trouble, come join our merry band of ne'er-do-wells. Because we are going to have some fun. I say we, it's only me and the other 3 guys that I have in the cockpit right now. My 3 friends, my 3 virtual friends. Alright, 4,390 knots, so everything is looking pretty good right now. Just waiting for our vectors to turn back to final. I do have the glide slope just popped in, so that's a good sign. One thing, knock on wood, it doesn't look like I'm having the same issues with dropped frames today as I have the last couple, 2 or 3 attempts. Alright, Al South, take it easy, man. I'll be up for a while, so I look forward to talking to you later on, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Lost my DME here, but I think they take me 13 miles out before they turn me. Let me just pop it over here just so I can.
Departure, good evening, November 11 Romeo Kilo, with you again, departure.
Boy, this is really sluggish now, holy cow.
Alpha,
Yeah, so I'm a ways, I got a ways to go yet before they turn me.
Request departure to Kilo Papa Sierra Charlie. November 11 Romeo Kilo, Chinook approach, China. November 11 Romeo Kilo, air contact 2,800, 4 miles west of all along, maintain VFR. Maintain VFR, Romeo Kilo, thanks.
Chinook approach, Delta 9080, descending through 16,000 for 11,000.
Delta 9080, Chinook approach, Roger, break. Skylane 6 Delta Mike, flight heading 190, vector to final.
Fly heading 190, 6 Delta Mike. Alright, well, he didn't take me all the way out there then. That was nice. Let's switch that over. 190. Below the glide and left of the localizer.
70, just maintain 5,000, expect visual 25 approach.
Left turn heading 0970 and maintain 5,000.
This will be the last ILS approach if we can help it. We'll practice the visuals from here on out. It's not bad. I like to kind of have the variety though when you're doing multiple airplane or multiple airports in a single day. I like to kind of stay current on as much as I can.
Departure Catfish 152 is with you out Yakima eastbound VFR. Catfish 152, Chinook approach, Ida.
I need to make a note to myself. Chinook approach in Yakima. You never know when you'll be back.
Delta Mike, 6 miles from Donnie, flight heading 260, maintain 4,300 till established, localizer, clear ILS, runway 27 approach.
Return heading 260, we'll maintain 4,300 till established, cleared for the ILS approach, runway 27, 516 Delta Mike. Oh, that's pretty. We'll wait to add flaps until we are established.
And Catfish 152 Heavy proceeding northeast now.
We have.
VFR track ahead plan, thanks.
This is a nice long runway if I remember right. I might even be able just to do an approach without flaps. Yeah, 7,604 feet on this particular runway. So we, technically speaking, we don't really even need it, but I don't mind it. I think it's, I'm just trying to get used to landing in the same configuration. This plane I have struggled with more than any to land consistently.
Yeah, Catfish 152 radar contact 900 miles east of Yakima, climbing through 7,600, maintain VFR.
Localizers coming in here.
Maintain VFR, thank you, sir. Catfish 152. I'm Dragon 1 traffic, 12 o'clock, 7 miles.
I see the runway.
1,000 eastbound.
On the glide slope.
Westbound.
Alright, let's pull the power back just a little bit here and enjoy this rather scenic approach into Yakima. This may be my first time in here. Very nice.
One runway Kilo, I see a traffic coming out of me on a 12 o'clock direction at
Alright, missed approach by the way. We're going to make a climbing right-hand turn
separation with him.
to 4,900. Actually climbing straight ahead to 2,900, then right-hand turn to 4,900 direct to the Yakima VOR, which is just not far from the airfield there, probably about 4 or 5 miles is all, and we'll hold there unless otherwise instructed.
Delta 2466 radar contact.
So we'll have that altitude set. We will have
15,000, and we're maintaining runway heading for now. That's on the
runway heading set. And And we'll see how well the
Delta 2460.
instruments fly us down here.
Fly heading
The one thing I do notice
1300
about
direct
this
runway
plane
28.
is the closer I get to
130 direct 2. Sounds like
the threshold, the more difficulty it has holding the localizer. It does pretty well with the glide slope, although I'm about to enter in a notch of flaps and it's gonna.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, contact tower 133.25.
3325, 6 Delta Mike, see ya. Alright, does not do a very good job of holding the nose. Watch this. First notch of flaps, whoops. Coming down, there goes the nose. Yakima Tower, good evening, Skylane 6 Delta Mike, 516 Delta Mike on the final runway 27.
Skylane November 516 Delta Mike, good evening, Yakima Tower, winds are calm, runway 27, cleared line.
Cleared line runway 27, 6 Delta Mike. Alright, it's done a pretty good job, I think, so far, but I'm definitely not here tonight to let the computer have all the fun, so I'm going to take over, toss another notch of flaps in. Let's get our speed down a little bit. Try to maintain that 500 feet per minute descent rate.
659 ground, hold short, 22 ready to go.
Number 655, number Golf, line for right runway 22, traffic is arriving Skylane on a 4-mile final.
Might take me a while. You probably get him out.
I'm going to go wait 22 and we'll wait for the Skylane.
You could hear the slight disappointment in his voice. He does not know the free lesson that he is about to receive. Now, I can't guarantee you that it's going to be a good lesson or a lesson in how to land the Skylane appropriately, but it's going to be a lesson one way or the other. Alright, things are looking pretty good. Speed's good. We're on the glide slope. We're relatively close to our localizer. It is nice when you have calm winds, I'm not going to lie. We dropped a little bit below. I don't expect the winds to be calm really all throughout this flight. As you saw, we had a fair amount of weather that we flew out of in the Seattle area, and I can't help but think that's got to be coming this way, but maybe not. I don't really know the weather patterns around here very well. Alright, there's the traffic patiently waiting for us.
655 November Golf, thanks for your patience. Continue holding traffic, it's now 1.5 miles an hour.
I remember golf, no problem.
Alright, back on the glide slope. Still just a little low, actually. Poppies are liking us better, though. Final notch of flaps is coming in. I see 27.
Number 516 Delta Mike, Yakima Tower, take a right when able, welcome to Yakima.
Right turn 1 able, 6 Delta Mike. Almost could depart on this runway. Oh, what's going on? Why? Oh man, my brakes were acting like they were stuck a little bit. Sorry about that, guy. He's sitting there waiting for me for 15 minutes. Alright, we can get off on Bravo. And that way that guy can take off. Oh, this is a
Number 655, member Golf Wind Paulton.
high speed the other way.
Right turn after departure approved.
Alright, whoa boy.
Number takeoff and right turn out for 655 November Golf.
Alright, well, looks like we have a little bit of a GA area. Just straight ahead here, we're going to reset our flight plan and be airborne in just a second. 6 Delta Mike.
Excellent, 6 Delta Mike continues active Bravo gate, or to the right rather.
6 Delta Mike. Alright, so let's pull off right here. I think we've got a spot that, yeah, we'll just park next to our Cessna brother right here. Maybe. Come on, baby. Sometimes you get to these default smaller airports and they, for whatever reason, it takes a heck of a lot of, it's almost like they're simulating that you're on gravel or something. Oh, there we go. There's a spot. I'm backwards, but that's okay. Alright. We're going to stop here for just a moment.
Number 655, number Golf, you're climbing out of
And, oh, I didn't have my landing or taxi lights on. Alright, be right back, guys. I need to visit the little captain's room, and then we'll get the next part of our night planned out. Okay, well, I don't know, Nix, if you joined us or not, but if you are planning on it, I'm going to tell you once again what we're thinking about. Right now we are in Yakima, Kilo Yankee Kilo Mike. We are the next place we're planning on going is down to Tri-Cities, Kilo Papa Sierra Charlie. We have what we'll call Pendleton Papa Delta Tango, our alternate. It's 0124. We should be rolling here in the next 5 minutes. This leg is about a half an hour, although it's going to be a little longer because I'm going to do some playing along the way. So here we go. Papa or Yankee Kilo Mike and Papa Sierra Charlie. Let's clear out these waypoints. Let's pull up the VFR and let me show you what I'm thinking here. Okay, oh boy, this could complicate things because the first thing I want to do is I want to fly up. There's this pretty good sized lake reservoir I want to start there, and then it's kind of hard to see, but the Columbia River just kind of winds its way around here pretty much east. It goes a little north and then it kind of heads down south, and then it turns east again, and that's where our Tri-Cities airport is. And so I'm going to depart, we're going to just depart VFR, and then when we get kind of in, well actually we'll go flight following, and that way we can, it's an easier transition into the Delta airspace. But looks like we're going to be coming around and probably landing to either the northwest or the southwest here. But all along this river there's lots of opportunities for us to find some sandbars. So I'm going to put that in my flight plan. VFR up the river to Tri-Cities, and that will be an altitude of, what do we need to have here? Looks like there's a little bit of terrain here, like 4,500. So it is an eastbound, so I'll file 5,500, and we'll see what they think about that. Alright, let me clear that out. We know roughly where we're heading, what we want to do, the main idea anyway. Once we find the river, it's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, let's see. Let's get that set at 5,500. Let's check real quickly again with our weather. Yakima ATIS information echo. It looks like we have 3s, 4s up. It's calm winds, 2.9 or 8.9er. We could take 2.2 or 2.7, which is just right over here. All right, we'll check in with Tower and see what they're thinking. Yakima Tower, Skylane 516 Delta Mike requesting VFR departure to the east, Columbia River down to Tri-Cities. Flight following, please.
November. Sorry, I was getting something on the line. November.
Oh, you kind of.
Defiant to stay clear of the restricted airspace to the northeast.
We actually, I just saw that right now. Stand by. Let me check back with you just a second. Ah, crap! I didn't see that.
Number 516 Delta Mike, roger.
That's this area right here. Desert Air Regional. So we might have to. Oh boy. And Tower, we're going to request, if we can, we'd like to fly to the reservoir there, the big dam at the Columbia River, and that's where we'd like to start our following the Columbia River. That does look like it cuts through kind of the southeast corner of that area. Can we request clearance through that, or would we need to stay completely clear of that?
Number 516 Delta Mike, let me check approach and get back to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so, well, if we can't, no big deal. We'll just kind of come here back on the east for, a while. And let's see, have these Rattlesnake Hills be a good little marker for us, and then we can turn north. What would that be roughly? About 30 miles. If we just went 30 miles to the east, and we could cut up north here, we'd stay well clear of this area. We'd still have plenty of. Let me turn this weather layer off so you can see what I'm talking about here. Yeah, we came down here, we headed north. almost basically catching
And number
us.
516 Delta Mike Yakima Tower. Yeah, I just learned something new. So with restricted airspace, you're free to fly through unless. So you can feel free to fly through the restricted airspace up to the dam. So we'll approve departure to the northeast. Advisory ready taxi in squawk 4641 and departure 128.75.
Squawk 4641, 128.75, and we are ready for taxi, 516 Delta Mike.
516 Delta Mike, Roger, Yakima Tower, taxi runway 22 via Bravo.
22 via Bravo. And I'm sorry, I think I've got the squawk code transposed. Can you repeat that for 6 Delta Mike? Why do I have 417?
No worries, I thought you had it right. 4641 for 6 Delta Mike.
I went ahead and put it down, and I mixed up the approach frequency at the same time. 4641. Thanks again, 6 Delta Mike. All right. Okay, so then 22 via Bravo. We pull that up again. I kind of got.
And 6 Delta Mike, nice stream, by the way.
Yeah, well, fun event, man. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're right in here. Again, we hung that high speed. We're here, so we're just gonna kind of stay on Bravo, loop around the horn here, and be ready to rock and roll. Okay, taxi lights are coming on. Yeah, we're running out of daylight here, so we're gonna enjoy this river this river segment because we might not get much further visually. Alright, so let's go find Bravo. Am I seeing Bravo here? This is Alpha. So I need to turn here on Bravo. All right. Yep, we're on Bravo to 22. Hey, this is pretty cool, Yakima. I like it. Kind of a neat little airport. Okay, I've been idling here for a little bit, so hopefully I'm not gonna have any fouling. Let's just pull up a little bit. We'll run the RPMs up and we'll just check. $1,700 sounds pretty good. And we'll go ahead and do a mag check real quick here. A little bit more of a drop on the right hand side than on the left. Alright, that maintained. And our vacuum stayed green. Okay, I think we're ready. I'm not sure where the hold short line is, so I have the departure frequency ready to go. And tower Skylane 516 Delta Mike, we're short 22 ready for departure.
Number 516 Delta Mike, Yakima Tower, Roger. Make left downwind departure runway 22. Clear takeoff, let's call.
Left downwind departure, clear for takeoff runway 22, 6 Delta Mike. All right, that's good because that gets us on our merry way for a little bit of playtime. Nix, I didn't hear from you, so I'm hoping that you are up having fun in that American Airlines of yours. There's 22. We're going to be catching some really nice evening light here, aren't we? Wow. the trim where it needs to be, and landing lights come on. Look at me acting like a 737 with that rolling start. There's 50 and rotation. Didn't want to come up. That's interesting. It was 80 before we got airborne. Strange. Okay, left crosswind. And away we go. Whoops, a little past crosswind there. Let's bring our power back. Now had flap 0, that's why my rotation speed was different. Okay, so we're heading east. We're gonna go ahead and climb just a little bit here though. We gotta get got a ridge line that's about 4,200, so we're not going to be in a huge hurry here. Try to get a little bit of altitude. Well, we already have 2,000, I guess, so we'll get clear of the airspace and we can start heading northeast. And if we don't hit the dam exactly, and that's not the end of the world, we're not going to miss the Columbia River. It runs for a long, long way. So we just need to kind of get ourselves up and out.
Under 516 Delta Mike, Yakman Todd, 9 horse approved.
Alright, on course approved, 516 Delta Mike. Alright, here we go. We are estimating somewhere in that.
And 516 Delta Mike, you're calling out of my airspace, contact Chinook approach now 128.75.
Over to Chinook approach, 1875. Thanks for the ATC. Have a good one, man. Take care. 6 Delta Mike.
Thanks, you too.
I've got this stupid cold sore on my tongue and I can hardly talk on some of these phraseologies. And Chinook approach. Hello again, Skylane 516 Delta Mike. We're departing, climbing through 3,000 VFR to the northeast.
Number 516 Delta Mike, Chinook approach, IDA. Number 171 Mike Alpha, your radar contact 2 miles west, level of 2,600, maintain VFR.
VC VFR will make Alpha.
Okay, I want to hit this.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, radar contact 5 miles east of Yakima to 3,200, no traffic in your vicinity, maintain VFR.
Maintain VFR 6 Delta Mike. I want to hop out here because I want to take a look. Oh man, that looks fantastic. That was a fun little airport. Yakima, Washington. Who would have thunk it? And then we're heading over the ridge to the Columbia River. This might be the last of our VFR work. Unfortunately, we're just running out of daylight here. That's okay. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn off taxi and landing lights. I need to remember I don't have to have the cowl flaps open the whole time either. We're running plenty cool. Alright, we are, I think, just about clear of the ridge. I see some blinking. I think have some traffic. Well, no, actually that might just be some. Well, what is that? I know there are some towers and things. That might be what that is. Thought it might be. Yeah, I can see the top of the towers now. Radio towers or communication towers of some sort. We're going to be clear of that ridge line. 4,500 is actually minimum safe altitude. So I know we're filed 5,500, but really we're not going to be needing that. 4,500 I think we'll take, and yep, I think I can see the little bit. That's kind of the gorge right there. Well, no, actually, I take that back. I'm not sure that's the gorge. This actually, I think, might be part of the Columbia River that is a little bit north of what we flew when we were the last event here that kind of flew into Troutdale. And yeah, as I'm looking at this is well north of the Columbia River Gorge, but still it's the Columbia River nonetheless, and I'm guessing that there's probably some pretty interesting and fun scenery up there.
Between you and the airport, radar service terminated, frequency change to tower approved. Have a good evening.
Over to tower, 1 Mike Alpha.
Alright, so still looking at pretty light traffic so far. So if you're thinking about popping on, there's let's see, we're not even halfway through the event yet. So let's see, Yakima, 3 departures, 2 arrivals is all. Tri-Cities, 3 departures, 4 arrivals. Pendleton, no departures, 1 arrival. Walla Walla, the same. And Grant County, also 0 departures, 1 arrival. So it's time to hop in. Even if you're downwind sim working hard in New York, I know you threw your PC in the carry-on and you're ready to join me. You'll have to sim vicariously through me today, downwind, but you came at the right time. I'm just about to start hitting some sandbars and having all sorts of fun on the Columbia River, baby. I think maybe I've went a little too far north. There's like I said, there's really no way you can miss the Columbia River. And this is what I'm talking about. It's, here's us, and the Columbia River pretty much, I mean, the only way you could miss it, I guess, if you went straight north, and you wouldn't pick it up till clear up there. On the south end of Central Park. Holy cow, that's pretty flippin' cool. I have never been. Someday I would like to go. My wife really wants to go. She's been to the Washington area, and I'd like to go, especially this time of year, although I imagine it's kind of crazy with all the 9/11 stuff that they are going to have tomorrow. But I really want to visit that area and see what they've done down there. Yeah, and I'd be the same way downwind. I wouldn't mind visiting, but it's way too big for me. There's the dam face, I'm pretty sure. Weather's great though. That's awesome. Yeah, we have our first snowstorm hitting the western mountains in Wyoming tonight. So it's that time of year here, and I love it. It's fall. I love love it when it starts to get a little colder. Not as much of a fan as the snow as I used to be, but yeah, I'd like to go back. I mean, my wife, she travels out there every now and again for conferences and work, kind of like you, but she's been up and down like the DC area, and really I'm kind of a history nerd, and so I would love to see all that Revolutionary War stuff, and then I could spend a whole summer just up and down that East Coast, because the Civil War history is really, really interesting, and of course, just New York City and all of that big metropolitan area, I think, is very, very interesting as well. And then farther up, just going into that main area and just seeing that countryside, I think would be really, really amazing. Will school be canceled tomorrow? No, I'm afraid it's only the high country that's getting it, but maybe a foot up in the tops of the mountains, and all the skiers are definitely smiling tonight. Alright guys, we found our reservoir, we found our dam, and I'm going to start a slow descent. We are running out of daylight. So I'm going to have to find my sandbars in a hurry. Ooh, look at that moon. Whoa. Yeah, the hillsides here have swallowed up our daylight. But I think we'll still be able to find a couple spots.
Next departure, November 171, Mike, 8,500.
Number 171, Mike Alpha, Chinook approach.
So this, I don't know the name of this reservoir. If you find Yakima and just go a little northeast, like 30 miles northeast of Yakima, you're gonna find this, and I don't know what it's called. For the Wanapura Lake, Wanapura Lake, I don't know, something like that. It's a big, long, skinny type of lake, and so it's just interesting. I don't know how well rendered it or modeled it is, but time for us to go down below the ridgeline. Oh, you've actually been to Yakima. Yeah, so this is, speaking of another part of the country I'd like to come visit. It's the Pacific Northwest. I have not really. I'm not very well traveled downwind. I gotta be honest with you. If it hasn't had anything to do with a coaching clinic or an admin clinic, I just haven't gone. There's a little airfield down there. What would that be? Christensen Brothers Private Airfield. Yeah. Very cool. This is true, my friend. This is true. Well, with the daylight issue now, I'm kind of regretting. I'm kind of wishing I would have started at Yakima. My goal was to hit all 5 of the airfields that are currently part of the event, and I'm just going to do touch and goes at the next 3, and I can still do that, but I'm almost thinking I'm going to run out of time. It's 2 hours in to a 4-hour event. I didn't think it was going to be quite so time consuming. Yeah, and down when I was off all day today. I was sicker than a dog. I started having some stomach issues at about midnight last night, and so this is the first time I've been upright in about 12 hours. Well, since midnight last night, which I was sleeping, so I really wasn't upright since about this time last night. So I don't know if I got a little food poisoning or what happened, but man, it was not a fun night. Yeah, it must have been. I don't know. I went out to I had an admin social, and sometimes those bar nachos aren't maybe the best in the West, but I don't know. I actually kind of have been fighting something for a couple of days, and I've had just about everybody in my family, well, now everybody in my family has had some kind of stomach related issue, so I'm kind of thinking I was just the last guy in my crew to come down with whatever it was. I thought I was going to get away without my superior teacher germ genetics. All right, well, there's our river.
Airport calling Chinook Approach Vega.
And
Catfish 152, I'm about 12 miles north of...
Just for planning purposes, Tri-Cities is going to be there. The river kind of loops up to the north a little bit here, as you'll see kind of in the distance there. It kind of takes a little bit of a horseshoe around the north, and then it turns back to the south, and Tri-Cities is kind of tucked in to that little bit of that corner when we hit. So we're here, we just passed the dam. We're getting ready to kind of take this little north loop, and then once it turns south, we'll start keeping our eyes peeled for Tri-Cities, and then once it makes that east turn, that's when we'll start to get serious. But we'll check in up here, and just let them know we're inbound, check our weather, and see what we need to do. Alright, so, sorry, we are about right here. So here's Yakima. We're about right here. So again, I think we were out here the other day. We're not too far away from where we were flying. So Downwind Sim is the other guy that I was talking about. We had Al South checked in earlier, and I was regaling the audience with tales of our bush flying adventures. And yesterday was yet another really fun chapter. So it's a shame you can't be here, man. Darn work, darn day job. All right, well.
Skylane 60 to my radar contact launch.
Yes, sir. We're going to be down kind of closer to the river. We're going to be doing some sandbar work here. Just for your information, 6 Delta Mike.
6 Delta Mike, roger.
Probably should have told him that earlier. I did check in, or when we departed, I requested the route up the river, but I didn't let him know that we were going to be doing some landing and departing from the islands and stuff. I don't know that is that something that you have to do when you're filed VFR? I don't know. Uh-oh. Oh, baby. So we've got a friend checking in, Dragon 1. And Dragon 1, I don't know if you're listening. If you're listening on the stream, he told me, or he's chatting with me right now. I think the last time I was here, we were both flying the Columbia River. So try to get a message out to him, but he's he's saying up close and personal sightseeing the river. But anyway, he was one of the guys that jumped in last time. It's been a couple of months, so happy to see you jumping back in here, Dragon 1.
Cabbage 152 is one final for one right.
So right around the corner, I'm seeing kind of our first candidate. I'm seeing a little island right there. So Downwind saying if I had flight following, I should have let him know. Yeah.
Close traffic, although after departure, can I take the left-hand turn southeast now?
Oh, so Dragon is he's actually on a bit of a long haul right now. So
and on departure, make a left crosswind departure to the southeast.
So he's not going to be able to join us, unfortunately.
After departure, left crosswind departure to the southeast. I appreciate that. Cabbage 152.
All right. Too busy typing here. Haven't had a chance to take a look at this first little sandbar here.
After I get stabilized on the departure southeast, I would love that.
Yeah, I think we're going to try it. I think we can toss in a little bit of flaps. We're kind of low, but plenty of airspeed. And
I do want to say thanks for having a midweek event. That helps a lot to those of us that
get those flaps all the way down.
A second. Yeah, appreciate you guys flying for us.
All right. See if we can get it shut down before the end here. Ooh, a little bit closer than I thought. Oh, just like you draw it up. We had 9 or 10 feet of room there, guys. All right, so this thing, I have to remember, it's a little different strategy because it doesn't quite stop the same as the Beaver. So yeah, that just kind of keep that in mind. We're not going to back taxi. Let's see. I'll go flaps 10 departure though, just so we make sure that we have enough lift here. And it's not technically a STOL aircraft either, so it's you kind of have to. It's just a little different approach. All right, let's see if we can keep the tires dry.
1 Mike Alpha, contact Chinook approach on 120.8.
23.8, 1 Mike Alpha.
And we are up.
And give him a hard time from Campus 152, thanks.
Nice. All right, there we go. That's sandbar number 1, fellas. Oops. Trying to do. Oh, darn it, guys. Trying to be too cinematic.
Yeah, power track control with
No. Come on, baby.
That's a lot of fun.
Come on, baby. Talk to me here. All right, trying to be too cinematic. I think I damaged my aircraft. It's not gonna let me correct. Shoots. Well, slash French, you came at a bad time, man. I was doing so good.
2130 through 16,000 for 11,000.
I can't even wait to see what the damage looks like here, guys. Holy cow.
Delta 2130, Chinook approach.
Ooh, the props look okay.
Alpha Terrain, altimeter 2987. Descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 5,000.
Oh, good lord.
Visual, remain to the right.
Let's see what the maintenance report says.
Alright, 2 on right.
Yeah.
Delta 2130.
Yep. And the crash. Yeah. I know. Well, that's what happens. You can't be looking out. You can't fly and film at the same time. Okay, so let's see here.
Tri-City departure, good evening.
I don't know. Downwind. Luckily, I have some tires and a right wing flap linkage stashed out here under the cabbage, or under the let's see, under that piece of sagebrush. There we go. All right, that looks good. Yeah, right there. I had it stored right behind that guy. Okay. Flaps up. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. Let's see. I am going to turn a few things off here because I got to get this thing started again, hopefully. All right, here we go. Oh man, it fires right up like it wasn't even a thing. I have no idea where I'm at right now, but let's get airborne and find out, huh? This is like the 5-second rule for airplanes. If you're back in the air within a minute, it never happened. Oh yeah, I must have some damage because I'm not. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, let's just see how she's flying, how she's moving. I'm getting pretty good power.
Cabbage 152 is on the go.
Yeah, I purposely didn't check the engine slash because I was afraid of what I was going to find. Ooh, I see the river. All right, well, we're gonna roll with it, boys. I don't know that this is necessarily the Columbia River, though. I need to get some altitude to see where the heck I am. I bounced all over the place. I'm heading northwest right now, which I don't want to be doing. I want to be going generally east. I do know that. Well, maybe this is my river.
Traffic inside, Capish 152. 22 November.
No, there it is. This is like a little tributary. There's the river. Okay, alright.
Piper.
More speed, please. I'm doing 90. Climbing out at 90. That's what the POH says. Plus I'll pick up speed because I'm about to put the nose down. Alright, where were we? Oh yeah. Talk amongst yourself while I find another sandbar. And this time I promise I'll just fly. I won't try to give you the outside view, which would have looked pretty epic actually had I been able to pull it off.
22 November 49 airport at your 12 o'clock, 8 miles reporting site.
Oops, Dragon's trying to ask me a question too. He wants to know my airspeed and altitude, so I'm going to put down that I'm currently crashing. Alright.
1549, Chinook approach, roger, discretion, maintain 5,000.
You know what they probably have a lot of out here? Well, I'm sure they have a lot of bear, but I bet what they have out here is a lot more mountain lion. This type of country here is not really bear country per se, but I bet there's some cat out here. Alright, well this baby takes a licking and keeps on ticking. I'm seeing a couple more potential sandbar. I don't think I'll take this short one. I don't quite have the plane for that, but I see one around the corner, kind of right here-ish. I think that's going to be our next one. Yeah. Alright, first notch of flaps coming in. Go, man, go. That's probably the last thing that I need is encouragement at this time, but I appreciate the positive reinforcement, guys, because this is going to be a right-hand turn onto this sandbar. So I think good things are going to happen right here, guys.
Runway 21 right, taxi via Echo cross 21 left, hold short 21 right.
So once again, downwind, it pays to do the helo drops in the areas where you know you're going to potentially be flying, and you just never know what you might need. Canisters of avgas, flap linkage assembly, yeah, that's the thing I think I'm hoping that dead stick Bush pilot sim does is have a little bit better. This is pretty much, if it's flat you can land on it, and I know that's not the case. They're looking for rocks, they're looking for testing the softness. Oh yeah, and I was going to share something also with you, downwind. Don't let me forget, I found something really cool about that Loon Creek area. It just came across my Facebook feed today, and I want to show you, so don't let me forget. When we get on the ground at Tri-Cities, I'll find that link and I'll share it with you. Super cool. Alright, here we go. Probably could turn the landing lights on even. Oh, that was just so buttery. So buttery. And we're back. We're up. A little touch and go. Making some good power. Yeah. So I think if you're doing landing and taxi lights as you're landing on sandbars, probably not the best practice. Ooh, there's another one though. We're gonna have to do a little bit of a kiss the edge here approach. Look at that. I'm gonna have to come back here when it's light out.
Chinook approach radar contact 5,000. Maintain vehicle.
Alright, I do have landing lights and taxi lights on. Speed's looking pretty good here. Oh, I got like a little bit of a... Yeah, I'm going to have to overfly this. Looks like a little bit of an island here, and then, yep, I'm going to have to shoot for the second island. Alright. Yeah, all we need is Al South with his DC-3 right now, and we could call the night complete.
Pasco approach, F-22,
Although this little island, man, you could put a 747 down on it, man. Alright, we're a little slow. Little slow, little slow. Little slow. Yeah, not too bad, though. Oh, yeah, that was even better than the last one. Oh, mama, get up. No, I'm not stalling. Come on, I got 50 knots. Oh, come on. You're fine. You're fine. We're dead. Oh, we missed it. We missed it. That was a highlight reel right there, guys. That was a highlight reel. Not one bit of that was done above like 40 knots either. All right, guys, that was fun. That was fun. I just missed another nice big island right there. Shoot. Alright, here we got another one here. I think what I need to do is not try to touch and go. Maybe I just need to full stop, assess my situation. Because that was a little, like a little pothole that I didn't see was there.
Requesting taxi to runway 29, and we've got the weather.
Okay. Those little potholes are what are getting me right now. It looks good, and then you come up to something that is blue, and that's not so good. Alright, this one I like a lot better. Got a little bit of hill to navigate here, a little bit of an X-plane sloped runway.
Number 49 Roger.
The landing is okay. It's the departure that's killing me right now, guys. Alright, here we go.
Number 49 flight 120 vectors for the...
Alright, full power. I probably need to check in because I am getting close to being down by Tri-Cities. Hey, that actually was almost a decent one. Alright, one more, and then we'll check in because I think we're getting close. That looks like a little too small of an island, and it's getting kind of dark here too. I don't know how that looks on the sim, but it's getting kind of dark.
Here's some Sierra Papa traffic at your 12 o'clock, about 5 miles now. They're entering that one. There's 2 on left.
Alright. Part of the issue too, sometimes with me, is I get a little bit too crazy with my trim. And alright, Slash, thanks for checking in, man. I appreciate it. Have fun on the edge. I'll come check your stream out here as soon as I'm done. Thanks for checking in, buddy.
Alright, visual approach 21, right. For Delta 2130. Dragon 1, contact tower 135.3.
Over the tower, Dragon 1.
So there's Dragon 1. He checked in with us earlier, and it sounds like he maybe is in the area now. That's cool. Alright, I actually now have no idea where we are. I see some city lights up there, so I'm thinking that's our Tri-Cities area. Oh, okay, don't have a stream yet. Alright, man, well, I'll just chat with you next time I'm online trying to crash into a mountainside.
Fish 152, enter your right downwind runway 20, reported field.
Okay, I actually need to kind of think a little bit about what I'm doing here, because I think I need to go over actually to Tri-Cities approach. And Chinook approach, Skylane 516 Delta Mike. We're done playing in the river. I didn't know if we need to check in with Tri-Cities at this time.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, you're just southwest of the field there.
Okay, do I just stay with you then for ATC?
Skylane 516 Delta Mike, I know I have radar contact you. The target just southwest of Tri-Cities.
Alright, so I definitely am not south.
Alright.
Project 22 November 49.
I'm definitely not southwest, I don't think, unless I'm way further.
Number 49 airport at your 1 o'clock, 12 miles, report in sight.
Alright, so I think where I'm at here, guys. Uh-oh.
22 number 49 club visual approach your way to right.
I think I'm kind of on this chunk of the river right here, so I think I'm northeast. He's kind of saying we maybe are down here, though. I don't know. So
Southwest 1549.
feels to me like that's the Tri-Cities area, and there should be,
030 for the sequence 1549.
as I'm looking at this, there should be a little airfield Richland off of here, and then Pfister. I don't know if it's lit up. Either one of those are, but I'm thinking I must still be below his, not quite on his radar. I might be still too low.
2777 Papa is ready for departure at Pendleton runway 29er north.
No, I'm not. I'm
departure. Number 7773 Papa, Chinook approach.
I could, let's see here. Oh, I do have Pasco VOR 1098. Let's throw that in there and see if that gives me an idea.
Takeoff runway 29, right crosswind departure for 7773 Papa.
Alright, 1098. Let's see if we're anywhere in the neighborhood. Oh, so we're not. Oh, yeah, so that really makes me feel like I don't know where I'm at. Alright, well, I'm gonna fly to this city area, because I feel like that looks like an airport on the right hand side, which I think is Richland.
Travis 152, I show midfield right downwind runway.
So I've got Richland here, and then Tri-Cities here, which kind of splits the river. Oh, I didn't see that. I'm loaded with GPS. Well, yeah, so I guess I could plug it in there if I had to. Had to. I don't think we're quite at that point yet. Plus, there's no guarantee that my GPS is actually working. I probably broke it off on that little cartwheel incident. Okay. Set the heading. We're going to climb up to...
I have the traffic off to the left-hand side. Can we follow them?
I think we're just going to level off right here, honestly.
Follow that traffic for runway 21 right, visual approach.
Okay, quickly, if you go 21 right, we'll follow the traffic, and can we go for the tower?
Southwest 1549, affirmative 135.3, have a good evening.
35-3.
Departure TBM 70, Papa.
Alright, so again, I'm wondering if I need to be...
Here, Papa, contact 24.2.
Okay, I'm grabbing the ATIS just in case I am where I think I am. And I'm seeing information Bravo. Looks like I'm gonna...
516 Delta Mike. You still on 5 calling?
Yes, that's a firm for 6 Delta Mike.
Skyline 516 Delta Mike, Block 6667.
6667, 516 Delta Mike. Alright, oh, it changed my... Oh. So I tell you what happened there was when I had to turn my avionics off to restart the airplane. That's why that's no longer showing up.
Sure, we'll take flight following to Walla Walla. Viper 73, Papa, Squawk 6675. 6675 for 773 Papa. Skyline 6 Delta Mike, air contact 16 miles northwest, Tri-Cities 3100, maintain VFR.
You'll maintain VFR, 6 Delta Mike. Actually, I need to make an approach request.
573 Papa, radar contact 5 miles north.
I think we must be...
Pendleton 3500, maintain VFR. Maintain VFR, 7773 Papa.
And Chinook, Skylane 516 Delta Mike, we'd actually like to make an approach request into Tri-Cities.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike, go ahead, ready for your request.
Okay, we take the visual 21 right, full stop.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike, you can expect that.
So I'm thinking that Tri-Cities, maybe they... I see them online. I don't know why he's not handing me off to those guys just yet. Maybe they control... Well, I don't know. That's the part of this game I don't quite understand. I don't have much experience with the air traffic. So there's a little traffic up there, speaking of. Yep, so we are where we thought we were. As Denny Green would say, we are where we thought we were.
Catfish 152.
That's Richland. Town of Richland and the airport of Richland. 2 runways, yep. And then that's gonna be our airfield right out there. Okay, so we are looking at, by the way, I'm just trying to, we gotta, this is a right-hand traffic pattern. So he may vector us here. No, we're visual, so. And Skylane 6 Delta Mike, we have the field in sight. If I'm going to do right traffic, I'm going to need to kind of make this turn.
Skyline 6 Delta, traffic observed between you and the field. Radar service terminated. Contact tower 13513.
Alright, over to tower 35.3, 6 Delta Mike. Thanks. Alright, we'll wait till we're on final. So I'm just trying to pull up right now.
1849.
If we want runway 21 right, I guess we could have done 21 left, but that's okay. So we need a 210 approach course. We'll set that just for a little bit of a reference. 210. So we're not really downwind at the moment. we're a long way away. We actually probably started our turn a little too soon, so we're gonna kind of intercept the base leg at a 45 here. It's not really what you should do. What we really should be doing is we should be coming in, intercepting the downwind leg at a 45 right here. Well, not right here because you wouldn't do it over the top of the runway, but you get my drift. Basically, we're way out here, and we should be more in here. But we took our turn out like so, and we're gonna intercept the base leg at a 45, and then turn final to runway 21 right. And at that point, boys and girls, I think I'm gonna have to call it a night. I did have intentions of trying to hit all 5, but I'm flat out just out of gas. It was nice to be able to do something normal and human for a little while though, and even laugh a little bit, so I appreciate that. Catch up on some of the chat messages. Yeah, the ATC is a bit of a hybrid, yeah, at this point. Yeah, I know that they have, at least right now on my V-Pilot, they have approach as well as tower for both Yakima and Tri-Cities, but I also know that approach, they overlap, and I don't know, approach could be, Tri-Cities approach could be taking care of everything coming from the west, and Yakima might be covering everything in between. So you're right, it's hard to tell. Alright, well, there's our airfield. Boy, I have hit the wall. But I went 2.5 hours without making a trip to the old porcelain bus. So that's good. Maybe I'll sleep tonight. That'll be the prayer anyway. So I believe that's 2-1 right there. That's kind of what we're looking for. So I think we could probably... Yeah, thanks, man. You know how it is. You just... Yesterday I was feeling just crummy enough that, you know, it didn't feel good being at work, but you didn't feel bad enough that you felt like you had to stay home. Last night was a different story. A lot of times you can power through that stuff. You know, you get to work, you get a little bit of tea, you kind of get busy with stuff, you get around people, especially you get around the kids, and they just give you so much energy, and you kind of forget how you're feeling. But yeah, I was just not meant to be today, and I think that's okay. I think you gotta feel like you can give yourself that time to rest if you need it. Alright, while Dr. Leroy finishes his advice column, I need to check here. Elevation is only 401 feet, and looks like I'm going to need to take a left-hand turn to get back to parking. So 401 feet. I got a ways to go yet. Toss a notch of flaps in here. Try to get ourselves down around 80. I haven't yet. I'm not going to contact them until I'm on final. I have him tuned in though. I guess there's no harm in contacting him right now. Tri-Cities Tower, good evening. Skylane 516 Delta Mike. We're on the base leg for 2-1 right.
No, November 516. Really, and Tom 20, 2-1 right, quick, go to them.
I'm sorry, sir. Very broken on that call, but I did hear 2-1 right, clear to land for 516 Delta Mike. $2,100. There was something that was 2,100. Now we're just gonna pretend this is just another sandbar. Okay, yep, still a bit high. Not too bad though. It was not the best base leg in the world as I rounded off here. This is where downwind I think the Oculus would really help, because it's hard to top hat this back and forth and know where you're at. I always end up not really making a nice square corner. Alright, a couple notches of flaps. My landing lights, taxi lights are on. Altimeter is set. I don't even see 2-1 left modeled, if it is there.
November 516, Delta Mike, half.
I'm sorry, Tower, I can't hear what you're saying. You're very broken, 6 Delta Mike. I did hear clear to land, so I'm hoping he's not telling me to watch out for traffic or something. Now I'm too low. Ain't it always the way? Man, Tower, just confirm 6 Delta Mike, we're clear to land, 2-1 right. I don't see anybody anywhere. Okay, thank you, 6 Delta Mike. I don't see any traffic anywhere, so. A good night, probably a little more than I should have done, and I'm starting to pay for it a little bit right now, but sometimes you just have to do something to take your mind off of how crummy you feel, even if you know you're gonna pay for it a little bit later on. Alright, so we must have a guy behind us. I think that's what he's trying to let us know here. So we're going to try to get exit left when able.
Tri-City Towers, Alpha 2130 on the turn on FR to Seattle.
Delta 2140, contact a Chinook approach on 128.75. I will have to be shutting down P3D to internet problem.
Okay.
Bummer. Okay, well there is Delta. That looks like a good place to take a left. You know, I do think overall that my landings are getting a little bit better in this plane. Okay, to clean up, I think we can turn the landing lights off. Maybe, if I can find the click spot. There we go. And Tower 6 Delta Mike, we're clear of 21 left. He may not be able to talk to us here. Now we're just going to continue on Delta. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, to the gate on Delta for 6 Delta Mike. Thanks for the ATC. Have a good night. All right, you guys. A couple of pretty good sized airplanes here. Looks like that's cool. Let's see if we can get out of the way of this landing traffic. So here's what I've got coming up. The only day that I'm going to be able to actually stream on the regular day is tomorrow. Work obligations took me out of Monday's stream, and a family trip will interrupt the regularly scheduled Saturday stream. But tomorrow I do plan on being somewhere in the L1011. I'm just going to basically look at wherever there's some air traffic, and that's probably where I will fly. Well, that's not probably where, that's where I'll be. So hope you can stop by and say hello. We should be back to a more regular streaming schedule next week. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday right now is what we're doing. And the occasional bonus stream, kind of like what you see right here. I have no idea where I'm going, by the way. We're just going to kind of go. We're going to call this signature. Downwind, thanks again. I will. Oh, as soon as I'm done here, I'll pop that link in the Discord channel for you to check out. It's very, very interesting, very cool. You'll really appreciate it. I just thought it was ironic, Big Brother type of thing, but in a cool way. So thanks for the reminder, though. Slash French, thanks for checking in as well. As always, Al South, good seeing you. Nick's Aviation, have a fantastic night, my friend. And Dragon 1, thank you, thank you. Hopefully you make it to your destination safely. I'd like to just give a shout out to all the air traffic guys that put together another really, really fun midweek event. Guys, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun. It was something I really, really needed. So it means a lot to me that you guys put this on for us. So Seattle ARTCC, you guys are amazing. And this will not be the last time that you see me in your airspace. So appreciate these GA events as well. So anyway, that's a wrap for tonight. So guys, enjoy the rest of your week, and we will catch you on the TCAS. Take care, and God bless.